Hey y'all, welcome to the smartest fan in the room where we turn basketball chaos into clarity one play at a time. I'm Joel Berry II. Carolina is going into their ACC conference play. They have one more non-conference game, but up to this point in the season, they have had one of the toughest schedules in the country. Dropped a few and weren't able to capitalize on some of the close ones. But I think Carolina has so much more potential to be better offensively, particularly in the pick and roll. That is why I am fired up for this breakdown, because I will highlight and show how just giving the ball air to breathe, if you will, allows Carolina to have so many more opportunities to utilize the weapons that they have on the offensive side of the ball. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I like this play right here. We're going to run this thing all the way through and just see how Carolina was able to create a basket here. I love that drive from Drake Powell, but let's go back and see how all of this was created. We see here, we do a 4 around 1 where you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 guys around Vin Allen Lubin, who was going around screening. This is in a late clock situation, and Carolina decides to get right into another pick and roll. But here, basketball is about creating an advantage. How do you create an advantage? There are multiple ways to be able to do that. Pick and roll, dribble handoff, a double screen, screening away, creating short closeout opportunities or situations, driving, attracting a secondary defender. Carolina decides to do it in a pick and roll situation. And what I mean, bringing 2 on the ball, creating an advantage. Look here, we got 2 UCLA players on RJ right now. So the advantage has been created just by Vin Allen Lubin setting this screen right here. And what I mean by that advantage that has been created, if I draw a line straight from Elliott here to this other sideline, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Carolina players going up against 1, 2, 3 UCLA players. 4 on 3 right now. That advantage is created with RJ getting off of this ball, or like I said, giving it air to breathe. Or another saying I like to say is just letting the leather feel other hands. With RJ passing this off, now it is up to Elliott to find the next best pass and be able to keep this advantage that Carolina has already generated. He could pass here. He could hit Vin in this little short roll situation, or he has this. So he has 3 options. Elliott decides to skip it across court, which I love, honestly, because now you change sides of the floor. And if we go back here, look at this defender. This is who Elliott is basically reading right here, because he decides to stay in. Now this skip pass is open, and that's why I love this pass right here. But I'm going to show you why I really love it, because look at this defender right here. We'll slow this thing down. Look at the closeout here. My man is like almost about to fall, because he has no guess of where Drake is going to go. And that's why I say another way to create an advantage is short closeouts, because now the defender, and it's really hard, especially at this level, to guard anyone that has some sort of type of quickness or first step at this level. And we see here, this guy can't guard Drake Powell on the drive. Drake Powell gets into the lane for a difficult floater, but he makes this look easy. I mean, I would honestly here probably play off of 2 feet, or he could keep driving to the basket and finish with the left hand, but he decides to shoot that floater. And look, I'm fine with this play, because you have created an advantage. Now the ball is moving. Look how many hands it touch, and we get a paint touch for an easy layup. I love this possession, and this is why I said Carolina needs to give the ball more air to breathe. As we get here to this situation again versus UCLA, off of a free throw situation, you get an offensive rebound. Just naturally, the best ways to get 3-point shots is off of a offensive rebound. RJ Davis here gets the ball again. Like I said, he creates so much attention. And how do we do it? And create an advantage, getting 2 on the ball. We see here again, 1, 2. Now this guy, it wasn't as much as the last clip with creating an advantage and getting 2 on the ball. But on a pick and roll situation, you're looking at this guy. This is your read. If this guy goes in, this is open. If this defender decides to stay hugged up out here, now this roll is where RJ could hit this pocket pass to Tyson Claude for a layup. So RJ right now is reading this defender right here. What is he going to do? And then from there, what is the next best pass to be able to maintain this advantage? We see the defender here, just that one little step in right here, just that little step to come in to take Tyson. Look who's wide open on the backside. And this is why I think Ian Jackson brings so much to this team, because he is a guy that is able to catch and shoot. Carolina doesn't have many of those guys, particularly in the starting lineup. And so with him coming off of the bench, being able to knock down these type of threes is very crucial, because RJ attracts so much attention. I said creating an advantage. Look how much advantage or attention RJ has created here. Now, again, this defender has to go down, and bam, that's a wide open shot for Mr. Captain Jack. I love that play. I love just being able to give the ball air to breathe, or again, let the leather touch other hands. Here again, we see RJ going into this situation here, just a if you will, a double screen, or at least that's what they were trying to get 2 on the ball. Look at this finish right here. I want that to be a little bit stronger, but you know what? They were able to finish this play. Let's run it back and see how the advantage was created here. Elliott comes down in this delay situation. This right here with switching, Elliott could really cut this right here, and then all of a sudden this defender more than likely would have went with Elliott, and RJ Davis would have been wide open. They decide not to do that because this defender is just really aggressive and overplaying. But they decide not to do anything there, and they decide to go to what looks like could have been like a pass into a screen. But here again, creating an advantage, whether that be pick and roll, whether that be dribble handoffs. We see here Jalen Washington sets this screen. Look who's in the pick and roll again. RJ. And who RJ is reading, this backside defender. We see Jalen Washington's man come up, because RJ attracts so much attention. Again, this is why I said RJ, being who he is, if he just allows the game to come to him and be able to get off of the ball and utilize his teammates, it makes it so much easier for them and gives his teammates so many opportunities to be able to get wide open shots, be able to create other opportunities, or more importantly, as I've been harping on, is maintaining that advantage. So we see here RJ, I love this kind of like Hezo. I mean, he could have passed that with his left hand over the top here to Elliott Cadeau. But what he does is he waits until this defender decides to go with Jalen. And look again, it's just that little small step in to Jalen Washington rolling right here. It's just that small little step that gets Elliott wide open right here on the perimeter. And then again, we saw in the previous clip how Elliott was able to maintain that advantage by getting the ball out of his hand quickly. Look what he does here. He gets it here to Jalen Washington for the easy layup. That's what it's really about. It's about just giving. If you allow that ball to breathe, I'm telling you, there are so many opportunities. And it's just hard for a defense because they continue to play catch up in every situation, in every circumstance when it comes to maintaining advantages. Here on this last play, I love the saying of like taking simple and making it complicated. This play right here is one of the not most complicated plays, but they make it look, they take the simple and they make it look complicated. We see this little pick down here by Ian to free up Jalen to be able to come and just do whatever he wants to do here. You can take the simple and make it complicated just by changing up the way you do things. This little screen to get Jalen Washington's man off. That way he's already playing from a catch-up situation. So if he comes up here, this big man can't guard RJ Davis. Let's be honest here. But what I love Jalen Washington, what he does is instead of just running straight over here to set that screen to get RJ coming off of here, what he does is he kind of like runs this little like serpentine almost and sets this screen right here for RJ Davis. And what I mean by this guy playing this big man, right? I mean, if I'm RJ Davis coming off of this screen, this is like heaven. I mean, you could snake this thing. You could snake this thing and go over here. You could pull it out over here and get that 3-point shot. I mean, you could come in here and basically break this dude down. You have so many options here. But RJ Davis, because he can shoot the ball, and Jalen in this screen right here, like this is a screen, man. You see so many guys trying to get out of here and not set this screen. This is where you create an advantage. It's not about, you can create an advantage by setting the ball screen, but the ball screen can be ineffective. This ball screen is effective. And look at this big dude. You see the big man? This dude is like lost. I mean, he has no clue what to do in this situation. So his reaction is just let me jump and not let him get this 3-point shot. But look at all of this room. I mean, look at this. Just a nice window for a nice little pocket pass for RJ Davis. And this is where they can utilize their bigs a lot more. Like Jalen can have some more of these opportunities if he sets screens and their guards give the ball air by letting the leather touch other hands. And what I like here is how Ian takes this defender right here, and Jalen Washington runs this like hammer screen to get him to come out here. And what it does is it takes this defender, and this defender now can't help on this screen and roll. So we look here, you see how he's chasing here because RJ could hit Ian for this opportunity, but now there's no one in the paint, and this dude he's way too late. Once a big catches the ball in this area, you're way too late. This guy needs to be up here to tag to be able to eliminate that. So that's just too late. Jalen, if he wanted to, could dump it off to the other Jalen for an easy dunk, but here, just because the help is so late, easy and one finish. That's why I said for Carolina, they have so many weapons on the offensive end. They have offensive opportunities to be so much better. Part of that is simple, making it complicated, giving the ball air by letting the leather touch other hands. If they can do that consistently and often, you will naturally and organically see way more opportunities for Carolina to be able to take advantage of the weapons that they have. Again, we're taking the chaos and turn it into clarity one play at a time.